Hey, what's up? Welcome back to our second podcast episode. I'm Connor McCann. I'm here with my co-host
AJ Pistols.
and we will be talking about our Week 4 fantasy football reactions and NFL reactions in general. AJ, how'd you do in fantasy this week?
This week was absolutely astonishing for me. So, my team, nicknamed Sam Laporta Potty, by the way, we dropped 180 points this week. Funny I say that. Sam Laporta wasn't a huge contribute, only 6.9 points. But first of all, QB Bo Nix. Broncos had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure they won, was it 28-3?
28-3, yeah.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He got me 26 points this week. He had 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 6 carries. He was a huge contribute to this. Gosh, I keep messing that up. Then we had Bijan with 28 points this week. Falcons and Commanders game was tight, but Falcons pulled off. Then we had Breece Hall. He's been kind of inconsistent for me this year. To be honest, not even inconsistent is the right word. He's just kind of sucked. Breece Hall and the Jets team alone, but, it is what it is. He put up 16 points for me. Then we have Drake London with 25, also a Falcons player. He had 110 yards. A.J. Brown, he's been a huge disappointment.
Yeah, 2.7 points this week?
Yep.
Yeah.
First week he had 2.8.
Yeah, he's really been on the downside this year.
It's honestly not even his fault. It's just the Eagles. They won't give him the ball. They only throw the little screens to Saquon, and Smitty has been getting more touches than A.J. Brown. So
yeah, the Eagles definitely aren't throwing the long ball, not this year. Does that mean that they're trusting Jalen Hurts less and less? I don't know.
They're
winning games. They beat the Bucs this week, 31-25.
Yeah, whatever they're doing, it's working. It's just not working for my fantasy team. We'll say that. Sam Laporta, 6.9 points. This year he hasn't been as good as I thought he would be. But I have
Sam Laporta. Sorry for interrupting. I have Sam Laporta on my bench.
Really?
I'm starting to cut Tucker Kraft over him. He's just better than Sam Laporta. So
yeah, Sam Laporta's gotten 13 points, 5.76. So what can you do? Mm-hmm. Then we have sorry, I lost my spot. We have Quinshon Judkins. He did great for me this week, putting up 21 points. That was his first big week, thankfully. He had a great game. Hold on, let me pull up his stats. With 21 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown, very solid. Went 4 for 4 on receptions, 33 yards. And then let's talk about George Pickens. Yeah, 33 points. Packers-Cowboys game was a great game.
Yeah, great game. Ended up in a tie, 40-40. Definitely a good shootout. I had Jordan Love on my bench, and he threw 3 touchdown passes. So I'm hurting that because I started Caleb Williams. And before you say anything, Caleb Williams was the number 3 ranked quarterback going into this week, and then he drops 11.78 points. That's just very disappointing to me. I had a really good week in fantasy this week, but my opponent scored 104 points after the 1 o'clock window. Will Alberti, he scored 147 points total. He scored 104 after the 1 o'clock window. His team was just absolutely rolled me. I had Puka Nacua.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Puka Nacua, can we just talk about Puka Nacua for a split second? Puka Nacua had 13 receptions for 170 yards and a touchdown. He's just been super consistent.
The Rams are on fire.
Yeah. I got him at pick 8. Thank you, by the way. He has just been so good. I did end up losing this week, which is disappointing, but I'm actually very happy with my team. Christian McCaffrey, 26.1 points. Always just guaranteed over 20. DeAndre Swift, I had to start him this week. 16 points. Honestly, good week. But here's my issue. Ladd McConkey, 2.1 points. He had 1 reception for 11 yards. I have Quentin Johnson on my bench. He scored 23.8.
That is always the worst feeling.
Yeah, and I lost by 16 points. So if I started Quentin Johnson, I would have won.
Yeah.
Like I said, Tucker Kraft, 10.6 points. Chase Brown, with Joe Burrow injured, defenses are blocking the run more, so he's just not able to, get those big games that he got last year. The Bills defense 7 points.
I had Steelers defense, so they had 12 points. I'm not sure how the defensive points work, but they had 2 interceptions, allowed 21 points, had 6 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. I mean, I guess that's pretty good.
That's really good.
Steelers defense is the Steelers defense, so no one's surprised. But
yeah, and Brandon McManus with 12 points for me. That's a good kicker week. He was in the Dallas versus Green Bay 40-40 tie. But yeah, my opponent has Josh Allen, who had 25 points. Josh Jacobs with 31.7. He is another Packers player. Tucker Kraft was literally an inch away from the end zone, and he didn't get it. The next play, Josh Jacobs runs in for a touchdown. I'm pretty sure I shut my TV off after that because I knew I was going to lose that week. So that touchdown really hurts. And also, that's a 12-point difference because it's -6 from Tucker Kraft and it's +6 for Josh Jacobs. So yeah, it's annoying.
On my bench, no one I would have wanted to start this week. Travis Hunter 7 points, Juwan Jennings 6 points. I was very, very close to starting Jake Browning over Bo Nix. It sounds funny, but I mean the fact that Jake Browning has T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I mean, there's more weapons on the Bengals offense than the Broncos offense, but he only scored 5.4 points because, Jake Browning is awful. So thankfully, Bo Nix decided to lock in this week and help me secure the win.
On my bench, Baker Mayfield with 18.86 points. He's been getting 17, 18 points every single week. He's actually very consistent in that realm. But for a quarterback, if he doesn't break 20, then it's not really that great of a week. But once again, I have Jordan Love on my bench, 26 points. And obviously, like I said, Quentin Johnson with 23.8 points.
Yeah.
So, there was a chance for me to win, but I didn't take it because I played Ladd McConkey over Quentin Johnson, which honestly I'm probably going to change next week because Quentin Johnson has just been getting, these he's been having these great games, and Ladd McConkey hasn't at all so far.
Yeah. Well, should we talk about the scores for this week?
Absolutely.
Well,
start us off. Thursday Night Football, Seahawks versus Cardinals.
Seahawks Cardinals.
What'd
you think of this?
What I think, I watched this game. The Cardinals. I had Kyler Murray originally on my fantasy team, but he's just really, really mid. People don't talk about how underwhelming he's been as a number 1 overall pick. People don't talk about him like that. Yeah. And it's annoying because 2 interceptions. He did have 200 passing yards, which is the most of his season so far. And people say his rushing ability, he had 41 rushing yards, which is pretty good, but it's not like he's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Kyler Murray did have a lot of hype around his name. He went to Oklahoma.
He won Heisman at Oklahoma.
He did win. He won Heisman in Oklahoma. He was obviously amazing in college, but adding on to what you said about him being a number 1 overall pick, he definitely has been not one of the best. Also, it's the Cardinals. He's never had that many weapons. He played with Larry Fitzgerald for a little bit, did he?
1 year.
Yeah.
It was his retirement.
Yeah, it was. So, but he had DeAndre Hopkins. I remember that one crazy catch they made for a game winner, but
against the Bills, the Hail Mary, or no, that's the Hail Mary against the Bills where D-Hop caught him against 3 guys.
Yeah, that was insane.
That's
besides that, and also to mention, that's the end of that was more towards the end of DeAndre Hopkins' career, but he's never had that many weapons, and I don't think they have an amazing offensive line, so he definitely doesn't have that much to work with. He's always kind of just been stuck, so I can't blame the guy too much. But yeah, he is very underwhelming for a first-round pick.
First overall pick.
Overall pick.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, though, 242 yards, 1 touchdown. The Seahawks aren't going to ask him to do too much. Honestly, he's doing better than what I had expected him to do after his last 2 games as a Viking, where he played awful against the Lions and took how many sacks against the Rams? 6, maybe. In the playoff game, and the Vikings ended up losing. I thought Sam Darnold's career would kind of fizzle out, but so far, he's been playing pretty well. Yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba, 4 receptions for 79 yards. Another Ohio State guy. I watched him play live actually when me and my family went up to Michigan for a game. Ohio State ended up beating Michigan, so we didn't get to see him win. But Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's definitely been the Seahawks' number one guy that Darnold's been thrown to. I mean, he was the number one guy this week. Yeah, honestly, for fantasy, he's never really took off, but I think this year he's gonna have a pretty big year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that. He's definitely a great player. Vikings versus Steelers. That was a great game. Adding on, Steelers have always been a solid team. Vikings, they look a little shaky. How many points did Justin Jefferson put up this week? Do you know?
For fantasy, I do not know. I think he had, I was right. He had 10 receptions for 126 yards. Carson Wentz, though, I feel like we should kind of talk about him a little bit. Yeah. For 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, that's pretty good for a guy who was, didn't really, have a stable job just a little bit ago. I don't think J.J. McCarthy could put up the stat line yet.
Yeah.
So, honestly, and also last week against the Bengals, I mean, it is against the Bengals, but he put up a great stat line. Aaron Rodgers, statistically, he's not really doing that amazing. He's having very, very little incompletions. Like this week, he only had 4, and last week,
that's just Aaron
7.
Rodgers. He's always been like that. But for someone being, how old is he now? 41?
40 or 41, something like that.
For someone being that old, he's still hanging in there, and he's not doing a bad job in Pittsburgh, which is crazy to see because even after an Achilles injury with the Jets, being able to come back at that age, it's impressive.
3-1. They are 3-1.
Yeah.
So the Falcons, you have multiple Falcons players on your
fantasy
fantasy team. The Falcons had a good week.
And Drake.
Yeah, the Falcons had a good week this week. They beat the Commanders 34-27. Last week they lost 30-0 against the Panthers, and that probably, that's probably why you didn't have that great of a week.
Yep.
Last week.
Exactly. Yeah. They looked pretty good.
They did. Yeah. I'm Michael Penix. I'm a big Michael Penix fan. I like him.
Washington.
313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He did lose to Michigan in the national championship, though. Bijan Robinson, you have Bijan Robinson and Drake London. So why don't you talk about them a little bit?
So Bijan and Drake. Bijan had 17 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown. Went 4 for 5 on receptions and had 106 receiving yards. I've noticed with Bijan this year, he's got a lot of reception yards. Michael Penix has been throwing him the ball. I've seen him at I've seen clips of him. He's a great dump-off
running back.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've seen clips of him at practice of him lining up his receiver. He's definitely sort of turning into a Alvin Kamara, you could say. He's always getting the ball through the air, which is, it's good to see. It's also surprising of someone stocky like him, but it's good to see him doing that. And then Drake London, 25 points. He had 8 receptions, had 110 yards, and 1 touchdown. Amazing week from him. I did see. I watched a little bit of that game. It was very close. The Commanders looked pretty good too. It was a very competitive game.
Jane Daniels is still out with an injury, so they had Marcus Mariota this week, and honestly, he's just not that good. I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about the Chargers-Giants game, a 3-0 team versus an 0-3 team. Jackson Dart's first game.
One.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo might be the best and my favorite duo in the NFL right now.
They're not the best. Don't jump the gun yet.
I don't know, man. Obviously that is their one win. But I love both of their energy. Cam Scatterbo is a CTE seeking demon. Jackson Dart is just a swaggy white boy slinging the rock. I love the way that team looks, and I really hope Russell Wilson stays on the bench. That's all I could say.
Cam Scatterbo he averaged 3.2 yards per carry. That's not very good for a running back, but for a guy his size, you're kind of looking for him to just muscle through on the 1 or 2 yard line.
That's what his purpose is.
You're not really looking for him to go off for 50-yard runs from from time to time. You're looking for a guy who can just get you like a consistent, 5 when you need it when it's 3rd and 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about him is he is like the least afraid of contact out of anyone in the NFL. He just puts his hat down and gets the first down. He had a touchdown this week.
He did not have a rushing touchdown this week.
He did not have a rushing touchdown this week.
No, he did not.
Okay.
No.
But, yeah.
Jackson Dart did, though. His first NFL touchdown was a rushing touchdown. He also threw a touchdown.
Yeah.
He only had
he's shifty.
Yeah. He only had 111 yards passing. But then again, it is his first game. But I mean, he did just lose his number 1 wide receiver for the rest of the season, Malik Neighbors.
Man.
Toby has him on his fantasy team. Toby, I'm sorry for you. And a non-contact injury is almost worse than a contact injury. Yeah. I mean, we saw what happened with Tyreek Hill happen last night. I mean, on Monday Night Football, which we can get into later. But yeah Malik Neighbors done for the season, 20 ACL. That's going to really hurt Jackson Dart because now his number 1 receiver is going to be Darius Slayton or like Wan'Dale Robinson.
That's not good for the Giants, especially after their new QB just came in and new things were looking good. Good things were going to happen for that team.
They just beat a 3-0 Chargers team, and Justin Herbert did not have a good game. 2 interceptions. He had 3 interceptions all regular season last year. And he threw 2 today. I mean, it's just very unlike him. Once again, Ladd McConkey, 1 reception for 11 yards. BS. Quentin Johnson, 8 receptions for 98 yards and 1 touchdown. Great week. But I faced off against Amarion Hampton. He had 12 carries for 128 yards and a touchdown. That is a 10.7 yards per carry average. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. He is a rookie this year. Honestly, after this game, I kind of expect big things from him. I mean, that's a really, really good stat line for a rookie, 10.7 yards per carry. Like, that is really, really good.
So you want to talk about the Titans-Texans game?
No, the Titans suck. Like, I mean, the Titans. No. It was 26-0. Guys, you're not missing anything. It's 26-0.
I mean,
Cam Ward said it himself. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to keep it a buck. We kind of suck right now. Go look it up. It's and I don't blame him.
That's
I don't
such
blame
a Cam
him.
Ward thing to say too. That's such a nonchalant thing to say.
Yeah,
but I mean,
the Eagles Buccaneers game. That
was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game. Honestly, I was really, really rooting for Baker Mayfield to win, even though I had him on my bench. Because it was 3-0 versus 3-0, and now the Eagles are 4-0 when their QB is throwing 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Yeah, it's just annoying football to watch. I'm not saying they have to go for a 50-yard bomb every play, but when your quarterback got to 130 passing yards, like the game is just generally just less exciting. I mean, and he just doesn't really have the energy of a quarterback that I would really want.
Yeah,
like Baker Mayfield just has that energy. Like he will literally just he'll run.
He's always been electric.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even in Oklahoma.
Heisman season in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. He threw a bad interception in the end zone today. It really screwed over the team.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I did have some Eagles slander last podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a little bit more.
All right.
To be completely honest with you, yes, they're winning and yes, it's working. But to be honest, Jalen Hurts doesn't deserve a lot of hype. He
did show up in 2 Super Bowls when they needed him. He did show up in 2 Super Bowls when they needed him.
He did. But I mean, this season especially,
they're just not asking him to do a lot.
The passes he's been throwing, it's not impressive. All right, that's the point I'm trying to get through here. What I'm seeing out of him is just not impressive. How many points did he put up against last week against the Chiefs?
That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago against the
he
Chiefs.
threw 101 total passing yards. I think that was what it was.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think Saquon does most of the work.
There is someone I do want to talk about. I talked about him last week, and he's Oliver Henry still has him on his bench. Oliver, if you're watching this, get him off your bench. Emeka Ibuka, he only had 4 receptions, but for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. I mean, I talked about him last week. He's incredible. I mean, like he's so good. I love watching him play. I mean, even as an Ohio State guy, I love watching him play. He's so awesome. He's such a great target for Baker Mayfield while Mike Evans is out on injury.
Yeah. Definitely was surprising. That's so far an amazing season from a rookie. I'm starting to get some Puka Nakua rookie season flashbacks.
Yeah.
I'm seeing similar things out of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Patriots, we're from Massachusetts. I mean, I watched this game. Once again, same concerns I have this week and last week with the Patriots. Like Drake May looks good. They didn't really ask him to do a whole lot this week. He only threw for 17 passes. But like I still have the same problems. They have no zero rushing ability. Like their leading rusher was Ramondre Stevenson, 9 carries for 38 yards. That's 4.2 yards per carry. I mean, it's actually good that Drake May was not in the top 3 for rushing yards because, I mean, they actually have some rushers outside of Drake May. But like, man, I still have the same problems. Defense can be inconsistent at times. I'm glad it was a blowout win. It's 42-13. I mean, it is against the Panthers. Bryce Young only threw for 150 yards. But Bryce Young has only cracked above 200 yards this season once. It was against the Cardinals, where he threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, which was a good game. But same problems I'm having with the Patriots last week and this week. Drake May's not taking a step back so far, which is good. But everything else is just kind of not that good. I don't think the Patriots are going to have that great of a year, but, hopefully I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah. Saints and Bills game.
This was a lot closer than I thought.
I mean, the Saints were hanging on. They were hanging on for dear life, but after the first half, the Bills kind of just started to pull away.
Yeah, Josh Allen was having a rough first half. He gained his way in the second half.
He did. 31-19 final score. How many do you have Josh Allen stats pulled up?
Well, yeah, I know he had 2 touchdowns for 209 yards, and he completed 16% of his passes. He did throw an interception. I did face off against Josh Allen this week, so it wasn't the worst Josh Allen week to go against.
No.
But this also was a James Cook, fest.
Yeah, I was about
22
to say.
carries for 117 yards. He's 5.3 yards per carry and a touchdown. His touchdown was pretty good.
Spencer Rattler sucks.
It's unfortunate. I like the guy. He was cool at Oklahoma, but unfortunately, he's 0-10.
He was what?
He's 0-10. He's 0-10 in his first 10 starts.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was going to say, did you say Oklahoma?
He did go to Oklahoma.
Did
He started over Caleb Williams at Oklahoma. Fun fact.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Then
there's actually a game where Caleb Williams takes over Spencer Rattler. On his first play, he throws a 50-yard touchdown. You can look it up. It's
I
pretty
have
cool.
seen that.
That's pretty cool.
I know he did finish his college career at South Carolina.
He did, yeah.
As a Clemson fan, there's no bias. Spencer Rattler's sucks at quarterback.
And also, Chris Olave threw an interception. I was faced off against Chris Olave this weekend. Honestly, seeing him throw an interception was pretty funny.
Do receivers lose fantasy
yeah,
points?
he at one point Chris Olave had -2 points because Chris Olave threw an interception.
I did not know they could lose points for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, when I saw Will starting Chris Olave, I was like, really? I was like, he's starting Chris Olave. And Chris Olave only had 9 points. I mean, Chris Olave is just not that good.
Injuries have always held him back.
Oh my God, he's got like 5 concussions.
Yeah, that's definitely one of his things. He's like a Tua if he was a receiver. But
honestly, even worse.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Lions-Browns game,
yeah.
34-10. Not much to talk about here. I I kind of expected this. Lions, for some reason, they do like really, really good against bad teams.
Yeah.
Don't you agree? Like they do really, really great against like bad teams.
Yeah.
They also do great against good teams.
I mean, the Browns are the Browns.
They did beat the Packers though, and the Lions got beat by the Packers. So it's crazy how the NFL works. Jared Goff, he didn't really have much to do this week. He did throw 2 touchdowns to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I was playing against. Yeah, so those kind of sucked because it's only 2 touchdowns were to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And yeah, Jameson Williams had a really big drop close to the end zone. I'm not facing him or anything, but my brother goes to Alabama, and Jameson Williams went to Alabama, so seeing him do well is always good. But, I mean, he had a really big drop this week. Yeah. And he just got paid a few weeks ago $83 million, which at the time he got paid, he had 83 total receptions. So at the time he got paid, he was getting paid $1 million per reception. Think about that. That's pretty cool. Sam Laporta, you have Sam Laporta?
Sam Laporta, 6 points. This hasn't been his year compared to last year. I'm thinking about picking up a new tight end after some of his recent performances, but I still have some faith in him. Hopefully he locks in a little bit. But, yeah. Jaguars 49ers game.
This is my question. Was I too harsh on the Jaguars last week and Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence, I can be as harsh on him as well. He's really just, he had so much hype. He was the best high school quarterback ever, I think, the time he was getting out of high school.
His high school and college. He's one of the best college quarterbacks ever. I think, the best true freshman ever.
Yeah, I agree.
He had a ring, 2018.
He did.
Again, Clemson fan speaking.
Yeah.
He has not been good in the NFL, and that's obviously no surprise.
And he's getting paid so much money.
He's getting paid a lot of money.
$50-something million a year, 55, something like that.
Based off what I saw of this game, the Jaguars' offense, it still needs a lot of work. The defense, on the other hand, my goodness, they looked amazing. Brock Purdy did not have himself an amazing game.
He did have 2 touchdowns and 309 yards.
How many interceptions did he have?
He did have 2.
He
had
have
like
2.
17 fantasy points this week. I didn't face off against him.
To be honest, I don't think the stats really reflect what the game did. He looked not very good in the pocket that game.
He was a little shaky.
He was very nervous.
He was very shaky this game. He doesn't have George Kittle to block for him or receive for him because he's still out for a little bit. Christian McCaffrey was the leading receiver, which is great for me.
Yeah.
But Ricky Pershaw, 4 receptions, 46 yards. Definitely a slow week compared to last week where he had over 100. Hopefully Ricky Pershaw has a big year this year. But was I too harsh on the Jaguars? They are 3-1, and so are the 49ers.
I think they're a solid team. Their games definitely are never that entertaining considering they have a mid offense and a good defense. But, I'm blanking on his name, but number 0, linebacker for the Jaguars. Hold on. You know what? You continue to talk. I'll tell you who that is.
Okay, so I was just about to talk about the Colts game. The Colts finally came down to earth. This week. They had a loss, but they did only lose by 7, and they only lost because Adrian Mitchell fumbled out of the end zone. I remember watching that play, and always have 2 feet in the end zone before you throw the ball away. That's just what I say.
Yeah.
He did fumble the ball out of the end zone, so that resulted in a touchback, for the other team, which was the Rams. Puka Nacua, like I said, 36 fantasy points, 13 receptions for 170 yards and a touchdown. I love that guy for fantasy. I'm so thankful I got him. My first 2 picks, I love my first 2 picks. This year in fantasy, there's no clear number 1 team for my league. Everyone is kind of around the same area, which I really like. I'm 2-2 right now, but I really like most of my team. There's some parts of my team where I don't like, but that comes when you got the number 8 pick in an 8-man league. It's you're kind of top heavy, but then once the later rounds start coming and you don't pick for a while, then your team kind of gets bad.
Sorry to add in here.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Lloyd, Jaguars linebacker. Mm-hmm. Just remember that name. I'm telling you, he's going to be good one day.
Imagine if he is and they actually play the clip from this podcast. That would be a dream.
Whatever it was, Brock Purdy was terrified of him, and rightfully so. If you look up a picture of the dude, he has arms the size of your head. But
Matthew Stafford, just a casual, 375 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matthew Stafford's been doing this since I was born. Since 2009 or something. He's just so unbelievably tough, and he just throws. He still keeps the passing game alive in today's game. For the past 2 years, the passing game has gone down a little bit because of cover 2 zone, which kind of eliminates the ability to throw deep balls 50-yard bombs. You don't really see Mahomes as much anymore throw 50-yard bombs as you once did from 2018 to 2022. Maybe we'll see it back this year with Xavier Worthy back up off his injury.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matthew Stafford. Blake Corum got some yards this week. He's a Michigan guy. He won a championship for Michigan. Daniel Jones, he's coming back to earth a little bit. He did have kind of a humbling loss. 2 interceptions, 262 yards, only 9 incompletions.
He had. I played against him. He had 12 points.
Yeah, it was definitely a comeback to earth moment, but
yeah.
All right, so now let's talk about the Bears and Raiders game. Like I said, Caleb Williams at 11.58 points this week in fantasy. 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Geno Smith just continues to throw interception after interception after interception after interception. He is the number one in the league for most interceptions in the NFL. He's doing a lot worse than I thought he would be. I did not think he was going to be like superstar MVP, but like, man, like he is playing like a bad quarterback. I mean, he might legitimately like get benched soon. Like the Raiders might take a quarterback, early in the first round this year. I mean,
they need one.
Geno Smith is really coming down. Ashton Genty had his breakout game. 21 carries, 138 yards, 1 touchdown, two receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Ashton Genty finally had his breakout game. At Boise State, he was really awesome to watch. Did he deserve Heisman at Boise State?
Yes.
I can go 50-50. Like Ashton Genty, like defenses were literally geared to stop him, and they still couldn't stop him. Besides in that Penn State game, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't think we've seen a running back like him at the college level since like Barry Sanders. Yep. I mean, he was literally like a one-man team.
I mean, Travis.
Like,
I don't know. I always get sensitive about the subject because I really wish Ashton would have won it.
Me too. I mean, can you name anybody else in that Boise State team last year? No, right? Like, you can't. So, I mean, I honestly, after talking about it, I do think Ashton Genty deserved Heisman.
Sorry. What do we have?
Ravens
Chiefs?
Yeah. Lamar Jackson did get injured, but Mahomes, four touchdowns. Finally, like a good, quarterback game for him.
That's the Chiefs we are used to right there.
Yeah, exactly. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, good game from Mahomes because it's Xavier Worthy's first game back. So, he did his thing. He opened up. He was actually the leading rusher now. I'm looking back. I did not know this. He was the leading rusher, actually. The Chiefs' rushing game is actually worse than the Patriots. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is actually the league leader as of right now in rushing yards. And last week was the first week that Mahomes wasn't the leading rusher. I said that in last week's podcast episode. But, yeah, Xavier Worthy's, is back. He was also the leading receiver as well. 5 receptions for 83 yards, a 16.6 yards average. No touchdowns from him, no touchdowns from Kelsey, but Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Isaiah Pacheco, and Tyquan Thornton all got touchdowns today. So
yeah, he was spreading the love that game.
Yeah, he was. Lamar Jackson did get hurt. He'll hopefully be back soon. But even before that, he wasn't having that good of a game. I mean, Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes have played each other 6 times. Mahomes seems to always just come out on top. I mean, last week you said Lamar Jackson was the best quarterback in the NFL. And I said, not a bad thing to say. Do you have any sort of regrets on your statement?
I don't. I think this is a very shaky start for the Ravens, but I still see good things out of that team considering the weapons they have. Lamar also, he's just frustrated because his offensive line had an awful game. He had no protection.
Honestly, the Ravens, their 3 losses have been to the Chiefs, Bills, and Lions. Yeah, thank you, AJ, for the Lions. Yeah, so yes, they are 1-3, but to be fair, they're 3 very tough teams.
Yes.
I mean, it's good to get these losses out of the way almost, because when you face them in the playoffs, you know what you did wrong, and you know how to correct yourself.
Yeah.
So. But, has Lamar Jackson ever got it done in the playoffs? No, he has not. He has not ever got it done in the playoffs. He made it to the AFC Championship one time, and then his team scored 10 points, and he completely blew it by throwing the worst interception I've ever seen into triple coverage.
There's a lot of things you could say about that game, because correct me if I'm wrong, but Zay Flowers fumbled literally at the goal line.
Good memory, yeah, absolutely. After talking smack too, and actually he got a 15-yard penalty right before he did that.
Yeah, so there was a lot of factors in that game, but to sum it all up, the Ravens, I still see them as a great team. Obviously, what we just said, all 3 of their losses are to 3 very good teams, but I think after they get those losses out of the way, they can have a good season and make it to the playoffs.
All right, so final game that we're going to talk about is the Packers-Cowboys game. It ended up in tie. First tie of the season. Like I said before, Jordan Love, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs with 2 touchdowns and 86 yards, who I faced off in fantasy. Annoying. Wow. He was also the leading receiver as well. You were going to say?
Yeah, well, let's talk about George Pickens.
Yeah. I mean, he had such an unbelievable catch last night.
Yeah,
8 receptions,
he always does
130,
stuff like that.
34 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he has some of the best hands in the NFL.
Yeah,
And
sure.
Pittsburgh threw him away. So
yeah,
maybe you go.
Sorry, 33 points for me on fantasy.
Yeah, you said that. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Obviously, he was the second receiver this week. Obviously, Puka's performance can be beaten.
I'm so sad. I blew it for him. He scored 36 points for me.
But yeah, George Pickens, he is one of the most inconsistent receivers in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he is very inconsistent. One week, he makes the most incredible catch, and you're thinking man, is George Pickens underrated? But then the next week
he only has 2 fantasy points.
He'll get 34 yards total, and then he'll be like, what happened?
Yeah, that's why.
So yeah, he's very inconsistent.
But yeah,
but yeah, shootout 40-40, final overtime.
That
Brandon
was
McManus,
one of the craziest games.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. And to wrap it all up, I mean, the Dolphins and Jets played on Monday Night Football. Same thing as the Bengals and Broncos. That's boring, because Joe Burrow's out, and the Dolphins and Jets.
Both those games were toilet bowls.
Yeah, they were the Jets 0-4. I mean, I thought Justin Fields would at least get them to 1 win. I mean, he did have a good game, but 0-4 to start the year.
Yeah, same old
that
Jets.
means they're probably not making the playoffs again. They have not made the playoffs since 2010. I was 3 years old, and I'm 18 years old now, and the Jets still have not made the playoffs and probably won't. So after that, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Cool.
Thank you for watching the podcast. I'm Connor McCann. It's my co-host, AJ. And, thank you for watching.